Viewer discretion advised. After hours of research, tests, battles, I have done it. I have created the ultimate bay. No one can stop me now. But there is one final test. Whirl Knight. Whirl, I will defeat you. What is up, everyone? We have an epic battle upgrade video for you guys today. Today, we have none other than the airflow god himself, Whirl Knight from Takaratomi. Whirl Knight is just an absolute unstoppable bay from Takaratomi. He is just absolutely OP. Even the Hasbro's Whirl Knight is absolutely OP as well, taking out every bay that stood in its way. Of all the bays, Whirl Knight is one of the rare bays where it has a gimmick built inside the DB core. This gimmick allows it to be very flexible, allowing it to move parry attacks a lot better than a lot of the other bays. Now, along with the spring-loaded DB core, the energy layer has two features on it. You have an upper Air Force mode and a lower Air Force mode. Your upward is supposed to generate air current below him, lifting him up off the stadium floor, increasing your stamina. Meanwhile, your downward keeps him closer to the stadium floor. Now, it does sound awesome on paper, but does it actually work in battle? Which one would you use? That is the question, and that is what I am here to answer, because there is an answer, and that answer is yes. Ultimately, our Whirl Knight is already extremely difficult to defeat as is, but what we are going to do is one simple thing. We are going to be replacing this bounce performance tip. Yes, that is it. Everything else is just already set up perfectly. Aside from that, the best airflow mode to use is definitely going to be your upward airflow force. To do so, all you need to do is you need to move the second energy layer over. Now, to do so, you're just going to pull that tab, and you look up on top, you see blue right in there. That is your downward. Now we're just going to turn it till you see the red. Once it's turned, just lock that thing in. And now you have your upward airflow force. Now, despite the upward airflow force making our Whirl Knight lighter on his feet and on the stadium, the wind force that it generates also indefinitely will affect your opponent's stability as well as your opponent's attack power. As for the performance tip, your bounce is amazing, that is for sure, but we're going to be putting on something that complements that of the DB core's spring. We are going to be bringing in the nothing. That is right, we are bringing in nothing. Now, last piece, the God of Wind together. And there we have it, Whirl Knight. Thank you, Master Brian. I feel an enormous power surging through me. I feel it too, Knight. Good. Together with this power, nothing can stand in our way. I'm back, my dudes. Appears I just dozed off for a minute. Alright, well, back to the video. Now, there's one thing you could do with this bounce driver that does seem to work a whole lot better than Whirl Knight, and that is our Whirl Knight from Quad Strike. Alright, now let's see the true power of Whirl Knight. Now, after several hours of researching, multiple test battles, and even more researching, going through each and every stamina type performance tip, the nothing is the best one to use. Now let's see if Wind Knight Moon Nothing 6 can be stopped, and if it is more powerful than our Whirl Knight Tapered Bounce 3. Let's see which is better, Hasbro or Takara Tomy. Alright, the stadium is up. Now let's get to some epic Beyblading. Coming up first, facing off with our new Wind Knight. From the Pro Series, we have Brave Valtryek. Look at the speed from Brave Valtryek. One of the best Valtryeks in the entire Valkyrie and Valtryek lines for sure. If you look closely, you can see that Nothing Driver coincide with the DB core spring bouncing up and down. That was just epic. Next, coming in from the Pro Series, we have Venom Devilos. Venom Devil is a very aggressive bay, especially when it has that Vanguard P Force Disc on him. Very heavy hitter, upper and lower as well. And there he goes, down, and Wind Knight still spinning strong. Now we're gonna bring in Josie Achilles from the Pro Series. So look at those solid hits. The turbo wings are out in Josie Achilles. He just bounces off, and he is still spinning strong. Wind Knight is unstoppable. Now coming in from the Pro Series, this is going to be a true test of Wind Knight's durability. We're going to be bringing in Knockout Odax. Knockout Odax, one of the heaviest hitters in the game. Despite its stamina being next to nothing, it has the power to burst any bay. But still, Wind Knight endures every solid hit. Now coming in from the Pro Series, Spy Luinor. Spy Luinor, one of the heaviest hitting bays of all time for the Pro Series. Wind Knight just taking those hits, not even losing any spin power. And that is the power of the Nothing Driver and that DB core combination right there. And just by a hair, Wind Knight still endures and still takes that victory. Now let's turn up the heat a little bit. Let's bring in Gatling Dragon from Takara Tomy. Look at Gatling Dragon's speed. Powerful hit. And once more, you can see that Nothing Driver and that DB core combination absorbing all those hits, taking out Gatling Dragon. All right, let's raise the power in this house. Let's bring in Zyphoid Excalibur. Look at the power of Zyphoid Excalibur as he goes around that ring. We'll see if he still has that one-hit KO with that sword. But Wind Knight just takes it. That perfect circle. Let's put him up against Prominence Phoenix. Prominence Phoenix, one of the best defensive type A's in the entire game. Wind Knight just going on par with Prominence Phoenix. Grinding away at his defenses. Just look at that. Not giving up the center. And he does take out Prominence Phoenix with ease. Let's amp up that power even more. Let's bring in Zest Achilles. And there they go, powerful hit, and just like that, Wind Knight burst Zest Achilles with ease. And now, let's bring in Savior Valkyrie. Look at the power behind Savior Valkyrie. Almost wringing Knight out just like that. But Wind Knight still takes that victory. Now let's bring in the GOAT himself, Guilty Longinus. Powerful hits with Guilty Longinus as usual is what you expect when it comes to Guilty Longinus. But can Wind Knight endure? Much like Whirl Knight had, taking Guilty Longinus out. And once more it comes down to a stamina battle, and just like that, Wind Knight takes out Guilty Longinus. And the moment you guys have been waiting for is our new Wind Knight, better than our Whirl Knight. There they go. This is a stamina battle all the way. Whirl Knight's energy layer stuck in the upper Air Force mode, while our new Wind Knight is in the downward Air Force mode. And that is the thing right there. As you can see, Whirl Knight angling, curving downward. That right there, my dudes, is the power of the downward Air Force. And we have a new King of Kings. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, Wind Knight. And there you guys have it. Wind Knight, Moon, Nothing 6, and Whirl Knight, Tapered Bounce 3. Now, Wind Knight is absolutely the best bay in the entire game, hands down, as long as you have learned how to master it. Now, that downward Air Force mode, as well as the upward Air Force mode, will definitely decide the battle. As you can see in that final battle with Whirl Knight, you can see that upward Air Force mode being sucked in by that downward Air Force mode of Whirl Knight, pulling it down at the angle, making it much easier to defeat, making that tapered disc hit the stadium floor and causing him to scrape. Now, in the comment section below, leave a comment on what you think about Wind Knight. And if you have not already, do be sure that you hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and share it with your friends. And like always, have yourselves a great night.